Hello and welcome back to Consumer Times. Are airlines taking advantage of consumers through hidden fees, impossible refund policies, and complete neglect of passengers with disabilities? In this Consumer Times investigation, we expose the shocking truth about how major airlines profit from passenger frustration while failing their most vulnerable customers. From bogus service charges to discriminatory practices against physically challenged travelers, we reveal what the aviation industry doesn't want you to know. Hello, welcome back to Consumer Times, where we fight for your rights as a consumer. I'm your host Dr. Arun Kumar, and today we are exposing one of the most predatory industries in the world, commercial aviation. If you've ever felt completely ripped off by an airline, you're not alone, and you're absolutely right to be angry. Every single day, millions of passengers are being systematically cheated by airlines through a web of hidden fees, discriminatory policies, and outright scams. But what's even more shocking is how these same companies completely abandon their most vulnerable customers, passengers with physical disabilities, while still collecting their money. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on an industry that has perfected the art of legal theft. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how airlines are scamming you, and more importantly, what you can do to fight back. Let's start with the most obvious scam, service charges. You think you're booking a 5,000 rupees flight, but by checkout, you are paying 4,000 rupees. Where did that extra 1,000 rupees go? Airlines call them booking fees, processing charges, or service fees. But here's the dirty truth: these aren't fees for additional services. They're pure profit, disguised as necessary costs. When you book online through the airline's own website, what service are they providing that justifies a 500 rupees fee? You are doing all the work yourself. Even worse, these fees have become so normalized that we just accept them. But remember, 20 years ago, booking a flight didn't come with a booking fee. Airlines simply decided they could charge more by breaking down the price into smaller, seemingly acceptable chunks. The psychological manipulation is deliberate. They show you a low base price to get you hooked, then gradually increase the total through unavoidable fees. It's the same tactic used by predatory lenders and scam artists. And don't even get me started on seat selection fees. You're literally paying extra to choose where you sit on a plane you've already paid to board. Imagine if restaurants charged you extra to choose your table, or if movie theaters made you pay additional fees to select your seat. The audacity is breathtaking. Now let's talk about what happens when life gets complicated and you need to cancel your flight. Airlines have turned cancellations into a profit center through their refund policies. First, they make cancellation as difficult as possible. Try canceling a flight online, good luck finding that option easily. They bury the cancellation process in layers of menus, hoping you'll give up and forfeit your money entirely. When you do manage to cancel, they hit you with cancellation fees that can be 50% or more of your ticket price. A 5,000 rupees ticket becomes a 2,500 rupees cancellation fee, leaving you with 2,000 rupees back, if you're lucky. Many airlines offer credits instead of refunds, which expire within a year and come with restrictions that make them nearly impossible to use. But here's the real scam: these policies aren't about covering the airline's costs. Empty seats get filled by standby passengers or oversold flights. The airline often makes more money when you cancel because they can sell your seat again while keeping your cancellation fee. European airlines are legally required to provide full refunds under certain circumstances, but in many other markets, airlines have successfully lobbied against consumer-friendly refund policies. Airport taxes represent one of the most blatant examples of paying for services you don't receive. Every ticket includes substantial airport taxes, sometimes 1,000 rupees to 1,500 per passenger, supposedly to fund airport infrastructure and services. But where are these services? Most airports are overcrowded, understaffed, and lacking basic amenities. Security lines stretch for hours, bathrooms are understaffed and dirty, and passenger assistance is virtually non-existent. The most outrageous part? These taxes are supposed to fund accessibility services for passengers with disabilities, but as we'll discuss shortly, those services are either non-existent or woefully inadequate. You are essentially paying a premium for the privilege of enduring a miserable airport experience. It's like paying a luxury hotel rate for a hostel room with broken facilities. Once you are trapped at 30,000 feet, airlines have you completely at their mercy for food and beverages. A small bottle of water costs 250 rupees, a basic sandwich costs 400 rupees, and don't even think about getting anything approaching nutritious food. The markup on airplane food is astronomical, often 500 to 800% above reasonable retail prices. But you have no choice. You can't bring your own water through security, and on long flights, you need sustenance. The quality is deliberately poor to encourage passengers to pay for premium meal options, which are still overpriced and mediocre. It's a captive market situation that would be illegal in most other contexts. Airlines defend these prices by claiming limited storage space and safety regulations drive up costs. But the same bottle of water that costs minimum 20 rupees on the plane costs 100 rupees at the airport shop, and both are marked up significantly from normal retail prices. Now we come to the most shameful aspect of airline operations: the systematic discrimination against passengers with physical disabilities. Despite collecting the same ticket prices and airport taxes, airlines provide virtually no meaningful assistance to passengers who need it most. Wheelchair assistance is often delayed or completely unavailable. Passengers with mobility issues are left stranded at gates, in bathrooms, or during connecting flights. The few staff members designated to help are overworked and undertrained. In-flight assistance is even worse. Flight attendants claim they cannot help passengers with basic needs due to safety regulations, leaving disabled passengers unable to access bathrooms, reach overhead compartments, or even get food and water during long flights. This isn't just poor service, it's discrimination. Airlines are legally required to provide equal access, but they've calculated that the cost of lawsuits is less than the cost of proper accessibility services. Passengers who require special assistance often face additional fees, longer wait times, and humiliating treatment. They pay the same price for a fundamentally inferior experience. The airport taxes that are supposed to fund accessibility infrastructure clearly aren't being used for that purpose. Where is that money going? Despite airline propaganda, you do have rights as a consumer. Many countries have passenger protection laws that airlines hope you don't know about. In case of significant delays, you may be entitled to compensation, meals, and accommodation. If an airline changes your schedule significantly, you often have the right to a full refund, not just a credit. Document everything. Take photos, save emails, record conversations where legally permitted. Airlines count on passengers giving up when faced with bureaucratic obstacles. Consider travel insurance, but read the fine print carefully. Many policies exclude the exact situations where you'd need coverage most. The airline industry has become a masterclass in extracting maximum profit while providing minimum service. They've normalized practices that would be considered fraudulent in almost any other industry, but change is possible. Consumer pressure, regulatory action, and public awareness can force airlines to treat passengers fairly. Every time you share stories like this, challenge unfair fees, or demand better service, you're part of the solution. What's your worst airline experience? Share it in the comments below. The more we expose these practices, the harder it becomes for airlines to continue exploiting passengers. Subscribe to Consumer Times for more investigations into industries that put profits over people. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest consumer protection content. Remember, you have power as a consumer. Use it.